Hi everyone, this is Tanya from Motherboard. If you follow us on social media, you might have seen some of our clips, some of our podcast, and this one in particular seemed to have gotten under some people's feathers a little bit, but I thought it was really interesting to see what people were saying. So this clip is about our AI recruiter that we created. We named him Tom, and you can see that some people had interesting interactions or reactions, should I say, to the specific clip. And you can go watch it yourself on YouTube. But essentially, what it comes down to is we have currently 20 open positions at Motherboard. Now, we are an AI first company. We embed AI in everything that we do internally as well as for customers. And everyone's scared of AI taking their jobs. However, we are growing faster than ever before, and we have more roles open than ever before. So if anyone is worried about it, I can guarantee you that it's not happening. In fact, what AI is doing is allowing us to hire more people. And in fact, it's allowing us to grow so fast that we can't keep up. So we actually really need AI's help for us to recruit all the people we need to in order to help our customers do the same. So what I thought I'll do is I'll actually show you what we have built or the data behind it to see the impact that our AI recruiter has had over the last few weeks that it's been live. So this is the clip. If you want to go look at it, here's some comments. If you want to go look at it, comment yourself. Give us your opinion. What do you think about it? But essentially, the struggle that we have had is that we have so many applications coming in. I'll show you the data now. And it's literally impossible for us to get through all of them, especially considering how busy we are as well. We've hired an HR manager. She started last week, and she's been doing interviews nonstop since then to try and help us get through the backlog. But AI has made a real difference for us. One of the struggles, however, that we faced is people over customize their CVs. They literally take the job spec and write their CV to be exactly a job spec instead of saying, here's my experience, highlight how my experience applies to the job to make it like really bring to life that I can do this job. But it's literally impossible to really find people that is a good fit because we look at the CV and then the person we end up interviewing, two completely different things. So our AI agent Tom, this is what has happened. So we started this on the 26th. We almost a month in now. I think it's 4 weeks. And you can see that so far we've had 1,500 applicants. Of those, 925 have had CVs that match the job role. And again, we don't know how accurate that is because a lot of this is created by AI, which we send a high five test, which is essentially a skills test to help, a strengths finder test to help us understand what their key strengths are. Because we know for certain roles, their certain strengths are really desirable. As an example, we also got AI to basically look at the open roles that we have and see these are the top 5 skills that we want someone to have. So it's going and matching those. So we're sending them the test. 901 of those are completing them. So we have a really high completion rate of us sending the test to people actually doing the test. And of those, the yellow is really bad, but 49% of those, so about half of those, the high five tests match the desired strengths that we want someone to have in that role. And so we then sent them to Tom, who is our virtual AI recruiter. And he has a 15-minute conversation with you. We'll ask you some questions. As an example, one of the questions that we'll ask helps us to understand what someone's EQ is, because that's really important for us. We deal with clients. It's fast moving. And so you need to be able to, in really tricky situations, be able to navigate that really easily. So of those, and we are upfront about to people, we say, listen, the next round of the interview will be with an AI agent. If you are comfortable moving forward, here's the link. You can click at any time. You don't have to book a time in someone's diary. You can do it over the weekend. You can do it after hours. You can do it whenever you want. You just click the link and you talk to Tom. And so you can see of those speaking to Tom, 77% of them complete the conversation with Tom. And so this is how many Tom has actually interviewed. And of those that he's interviewed, he's recommended 54. Now look at from start to finish, we are left with 4% of the total. So 4% of those who actually applied end up being recommended to us. But that's still 54 people that we have to interview. The other advantage of this is that we are seeing people coming through the funnel that we might have overlooked to start with. We have built into the application process and the filtering process. We want Tom to really look at people who's got potential, who's got certain industry experience, or who's got a variety of experience. Sometimes that's hard to pick up from a CV if you're just scanning through it. So Tom is actually helping us surface really good candidates and people that we might have overlooked. So we get to give more people opportunities to interview with us, which I think is amazing. So here is again just some interesting information. Now here you can see, for instance, have problem solving file map. The core of our job is really problem solving. Irrespective of the role that you are in, problem solving is a really important skill for us in our organization. And we in general see that people who have the problem solver skill do really well in our organization. So for us, this is really important. Of course, if you don't have it, we're not going to not put you forward if your role doesn't require that. So again, it goes on like what is required for your role. But these are two, problem solving and file math are two things that we really value. And so people who have those two do really well. So we can see about just less than half have either one of these two. Now, this is the real important metric. As you can see that so far, this agent has saved us 255 hours. That is the equivalent of 34 days. Now, considering that this has only been live for 4 weeks, what is that? 28 days, and that is including weekends. So we have been able to get through so much more than what one human would have been able to get through. Like if you think about 34 full working days, that is what, over 6, 7, 8 weeks. I can't even do the math in my head, but that is a lot of time that we have saved from a recruitment perspective. And you can see every week, depending on how many people are being interviewed, and really it's quick. Like Tom actually finishes the conversation once you get to 15, because we don't want to spend more than that with someone. It's just really a quick interview. So here you can see some trends. Some of them might be interesting or not. You can see like all the different type of roles that we have open currently, how many applicants we have, and then we can also, again, we can see, okay, which roles are we getting the right type of applications. So you can kind of see what the trends look like. And again, AI built this dashboard for me. I love Perplexity, it's amazing. Okay, and you can see, for instance, completion rates of test results by role. So we can see, for instance, this is really bad. There's not a lot of people who's applied, which is also a concern for us. So we're not reaching the right people. This then allows us to go look, oh, is our job, is the title of the role correct? For instance, with this one, we've identified we need to change the title of the role and take it down, put it back up again, and try and see if we can find the right candidates for it. So this really helps us to unearth that really fast, and we're not waiting 2 or 3 months to then only go, we've only had 9 applicants. Very easily we can identify where the problem areas are. And again, we love a problem solver and a file math. And then here actually you can see like the top 10 that people have. So problem solvers generally are people who apply for these roles. File maths is kind of fourth, but lots of coaches. Coaches are really good in management or leadership. So these are people that can really take ownership of stuff, which is really good, again, if you're client facing. And then you can kind of see now, again, by the role that people applied for, what is kind of the top skills they have. And you can see our implementation specialist, problem solver, file math, those are the ones, and coach, customer facing are ones that we really like. And then you can see kind of Tom's funnel, how many people actually show up. So we can see some people have a really high attendance rate and some perhaps a little bit lower, and then some outcomes. So this is a little bit of a behind the scenes of how we implement AI to help us recruit very fast, because we have lots of roles open. Like I say, 20 open at the moment, and you can see the amount of time that it saves. So yes, AI isn't necessarily for everyone, and that's fine. If you're not interested in doing that, then this role is not for you, but there is lots of advantages. So we've already implemented this methodology for 2 other customers, where we've taken a backlog of CVs that they've had. We've applied AI reasoning and analytics and extracting information from CVs and basically tagging the data very fast using AI and building in dashboards similar to these, where they can interact with the information to help them with their recruitment process. So if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, this doesn't just apply to recruitment, but this can apply to any contracts, any type of documents where there's information captured within the documents that you want to extract and analyze, speak to us and we can definitely help you.